Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. And listen, Bulls are down by 6 at the half. This game is closer than what it seems. I feel like Patrick Williams is being very aggressive so far in this game. Shout out to P. Will for not being passive P at all in this game. Already taking 7 shots in this game. He's driving into the lane. He's taking 3-pointers. He's missed all 3 of those. Need to see him hit that at a better clip. But defensively, he's getting active. He has 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks already in this game. He does have 3 turnovers as well, so maybe being a little too aggressive there. But the key thing in this game so far is DeMar DeRozan came on late in the second. But Nikola Vucevic, this is a game that I did expect Nikola Vucevic's size to really work for him for the Bulls in this game, but Nick Claxton is playing good defense on Vooch. Vooch is 0 for 3 right now, only taking 1 3-pointer. He does have 7 rebounds, 1 steal so far in this game, but only 1 point from Vooch so far in this game. Ayo Dosunmu is 3 for 4. He has 6 points. Zach LaVine chips in 9 points on 8 shots. DeMar DeRozan with 11. The key thing is Goran Dragic leading all scorers for the Chicago Bulls with 13. Kevin Durant 20 points, but doing mainly his work in this game from the free throw line. He's 10 for 10 from the free throw line. Kyrie Irving has been held out so far in this game. 0 for 3 in his 13 minutes. They're playing very good defense. Both Alex Caruso and Ayo Dosunmu playing very good defense on Kyrie Irving so far in this game. The Nets have gotten a lot of wide open threes, haven't hit very much of them. Joe Harris missing a lot of those himself. That's a little bit concerning. The Bulls need to tighten that up. The Bulls are 5 for 17 from three-point range. The Nets are 9 for 19. Nets shooting 51% from overall from the field. Bulls shooting 44%. We're winning the rebounding battle by 6, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like we're getting out rebounded by there, but we have more rebounds, 23 to 17 there. The Bulls with 10 assists on 20 made baskets. That's okay. That's decent. Bulls with 7 turnovers in this game so far. They need to tighten that up, but this is just one of those games where it feels like either team can really run away with this game at some point. The Bulls are playing pretty good defense on Kyrie Irving. I don't like how the announcers were. One of them asked, like, do you think it's the Bulls' defense or is Kyrie just off? And they're like, oh, Kyrie's just off. He can score whenever he wants to. No. Alex Caruso on a possession completely hounded Kyrie Irving, and then he forced a shot that airballed. The Bulls are playing good defense on Kyrie Irving. We need to see a little bit more from that overall in this game. So we'll see if those things can tighten up for this team as well. Dripping here. P will stepping up big time on the offense and defensive end, getting very active on defense. They did take him off Kevin Durant. He was guarding Kevin Durant there, and I think he was having some success on Kevin Durant at some point, but then with the foul trouble, things like that. So they need to defend KD a little bit better in this one. Dragic is balling. Dragic is off to a hot start. If we can get Vooch scoring the way that he has been for us in most of these games, I think that this game really takes a different look. The Nets really don't have anything to combat in the post other than Nick Claxton. But, you know, it just feels like a weird offensive game for the Chicago Bulls so far. It just feels weird. TL Beat says P. Will looks great in terms of aggression, and I like the much better start from the team overall. I feel a great second half is coming from the Bulls. Absolutely, it could very well be that. We hope we don't see a down third quarter. The Bulls only getting outscored by 2 in the first quarter, which is one of their best first quarters of the season, but then getting outscored as well by 4. Now, it did seem like at one point the Bulls were about to go on a run. Some foul trouble, a couple of turnovers really affected that. It seemed like they may have taken over the lead at one point. They did tie the game, but we'll see. We'll see. Where did you get that shirt? Benchmob. This is Benchmob shirt. Just go to benchmob.com. I believe is the website. Let me see. Let me make sure. Is it not benchmob.com? If I did I misspell bench? Is that what I did? Yeah, benchmob.com. They have this in short sleeve and long sleeve. I'm actually about to order the long sleeve one myself. Fall's here. Winter's here. It is what it is. I wouldn't say the Bulls look horrible. I wouldn't say they look horrible. I wouldn't say that at all. They do look off, but I wouldn't say it's horrible. Guess we forgot who Joe Harris is. I mean, listen, Joe Harris has had way more opportunity. Joe Harris could be killing us right now. Joe Harris, 2 for 4 from the field. It feels like he's had even more three-pointers than that, but most of those were wide open and he missed them. But Joe Harris could really kill us right now. It's Patty Mills who was putting in some work on the Bulls. In his 5 minutes out there, he played well for the Bulls. That was Reggie. Who was Reggie? MC season, you're right. The games feel very weird and very slow. Yeah, I mean, the Bulls seem like they were pushing the pace out there the first couple of minutes of the game, but they got away from that real quick. This is just one of those slow, ugly games for sure. Stop with that. But this has not been passive P at all. Stop. Stop with that. I'm sorry. That's cap. This has not been passive. Passive P's been aggressive out there. And what do you mean? He's 4 for 7 from the field with 8 points. Now, through the 3-point shots that he got, those are the only 3 shots that he made. Everything he's made other than 2-pointers, he's taken other than 3-pointers he's made. So no, this is not a passive P game, and he's active on the defensive end. So I gotta disagree with you there, bro. Your name is crazy. It's Crazy Boys Plays. You being real crazy right now, bro. You being real crazy. Brendan L. Jet in the building. What's going on, fam? Glad to have you here. As always, you already know, one of the biggest supporters around here. I appreciate you greatly, my brother. Thanks for being in the building. Make sure as well, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're going to do a giveaway at 10,000 subscribers. Listen, I don't use, people will tell you, I'm not one to usually keep asking to go ahead and sub, but we are so close to our goal. Until we get to 10,000, I'm going to be asking. Passive P was more. Yeah, that's what I say. It's not passive P in this one. I'll tell you when it's passive P. This is not a passive P game at all. We've seen some passive P games. Both teams are off, and it's one of those defensive games that you have to realize you have to fight for each possession. I feel it's going to come down to the wire. Definitely could. And I feel like this is a game in which if we had Andre Drummond coming off the bench, I'd be more confident. The Nets, while they're a terrible defensive team, this is the NBA, as we know. This is the NBA. I'm trying to see P. Will go. You know me, guys. I'm not somebody who is I need to put a number on P. Will thing. P. Will's growth and development has been felt, especially over the last 4 or 5 games. P. Will has been way better, earning those minutes way better. Candace says, P. Will looking strong. If we had consistency with him and Kobe, this team would be so. I've said that before, too, right? We know what P. Will can be if he's consistent. And I like to see P. Will, the fact that he's getting back to being active on the defensive end like he was in his rookie season. But if Kobe White can ever start being consistent off the bench for the Bulls, that changes the whole dynamic. You talk about a bench mob, we have a bench mob in that case. It gets serious in that case. Cordell 98, Haize, Zach Levine. Everybody should be listen. It's being dramatic if you say that to say that Lonzo is going to return this year. Lonzo's going to come back this year. I understand the pessimism around it, but it'd take a lot considering how much it seems like they are just feeling good after that surgery. Right, that they feel like they really figured out the problem with having that loose cartilage that was on a nerve. I honestly think it being quiet right now is probably a good thing. I think Wednesday, tomorrow is the 4-week mark officially from him having the surgery. So we're looking at about another 2 weeks at least, right? I mean, yeah, another 2 weeks at most. Could be less than that. They said 4 to 6 weeks he'll be evaluated until they feel comfortable reevaluating him, and then I think we'll get a closer timeline on when he comes back. Brooklyn is on the latter half of a back-to-back. Bulls needs to push the pace, especially in the second half. Especially right now, we're playing to their pace, and that's going to bode well for them considering they're coming off a back-to-back. It's crazy how Dragic changed the whole bench scoring. This is what we needed from Kobe all these years. He impressed me a lot. I said that too before. Dragic's play, especially with Kobe being inconsistent, I thought coming into the season maybe Dalen Terry who takes those minutes. It's going to be Goran Dragic. And the more minutes you give him, the more productive he's been. Throw that man, Brad. If you want to lose the game, play Tony Bradley. If the Bulls were a tanking team, if the Bulls wanted to enter the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, you start Tony Bradley and Marko Simonovic as your 4 and your 5. That's guaranteed to get us the first overall pick for sure. Guaranteed to do it. Stephen Gordon, P. Will is the only player with a positive plus minus. Is that true? I didn't even look at that. Good damn, Gordon doesn't even have a positive plus minus. That's crazy. It's crazy. Good point out there, brother. I just had a bison burger for the first time, man. I've really been missing out on. Oh, bison burgers are fire, fire. Get ready for DeMar to go ham in the second half. Listen, that very well could be. DeMar got it going towards the end of that second quarter. We could see a second half in which DeMar just comes out balling. Zoe had a surgery 33 days ago. Where would we be without the Dragon? That's a good point. Tony Bradley will lose the Bulls about 15 games, and then we'll end up with Victor Wembanyama. Absolutely. Speaking of Bradley, it looked like a couple of guys got their hands in his tub of butter on some of the turnovers are bad. The turnovers are bad. And I will say this, one of the things with P. Will, even though he's being aggressive, there are a couple passes P. Will made that I'm just like, hey, bro, what made you think you can make that pass? Zach, too. Like, we can't have another Zach LaVine with the down the stretch passes. Like, we got to get that together, bro. Soon as Bradley come in, my reaction every time, oh shit, here we go with this motherfucker, bro. Tony Bradley looks like a person literally, like he's like the human embodiment of Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. He's Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Like, just period. That's Tony Bradley. And I'm so glad that he's gotten in the game in crunch time, but like the way he moves, his body language, everything with Tony Bradley just reminds me of Eeyore. Like, seriously, real talk. That's just all I can think of. It's just big and dumb for no goddamn reason. No goddamn reason. That's Tony Bradley. Matter of fact, hey, by the way, shout out to Tony Bradley for coming through the show. Tony Bradley decided to go ahead and, oh, that's not where I wanted to put it. That's what she said. That's not where I wanted to put that. Shout out to Tony Bradley for coming through the show. Tony, it's glad to have you. I'm glad to have an NBA player on the show. Tony Bradley, I got this to ask you, bro. Why the fuck do you suck so goddamn bad? That's what I got to ask Tony Bradley. Shout out to Tony Bradley for coming through the show. Oh, man, that's crazy, man. That's wild. Oh, man, that is funny. I need P. Will to be aggressive and tragic. That has been wonderful for the Bulls. Well, P. Will has been aggressive, so you're getting what you wanted. He's been very aggressive in this game. Oh, man, that is crazy, man. Shout out, by the way, I keep pressing it in the wrong spot. Shout out to Tony Bradley once again. You know, that's the look that Tony Bradley made after Steven Adams picked his ass up in the middle of a game as well. Shout out to Tony Bradley, man. Shout out to Tony Bradley. That's crazy. Like, Tony Bradley is literally that motherfucker. Like, y'all ever, when y'all were in high school, you went to the, like, you always had that one person in the class that literally, like, you know, Tony Bradley still uses his finger when he's reading. Like, to sound out the words, he still uses the tap method for any words over 3 syllables. Like, you just know he still does. Like, you can't tell me that Tony Bradley literally, like, he can't count past 50. Like, he just doesn't. Like, his brain just shuts off. Like, you can't tell me that's not how it happens. That's not how it happens. One-on-one, who you got? Felicio all day long. Tony Bradley makes Felicio look like Shaq. Period. Tony Bradley is garbage. Trash. Matter of fact, give Javonte Green Tony Bradley's height. Best power forward in the NBA. Period. Tune D. Got all that. Pause. Is that a pause? Is that what she said, or is that a pause? Which one is that? Which one is that? Like, you can't tell. Like, literally, man. Like, Tony Bradley's that dude that shows up at the YMCA and he has like the Iverson sleeve on and a bunch of other shit. And you like, oh, that motherfucker can't ball at all. Like, you could just tell. Like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Oh, man. All right, let's get back on track here. Mike Hines, hope Bulls offensively get it together. Should be able to punish the Nets team inside. Would like to see Vooch get it going in this second half. I'll tell you what, if Vooch and DeMar DeRozan can get it going in this game, it completely busts open this game. If this team continues to play the brand of defense that they played, especially on Kyrie Irving, keep in mind, while we can say that DeMar really hasn't gotten going, while we can say that Vooch hasn't really gotten going, keep in mind, there's still a sleeping giant in Kyrie Irving who hasn't really gotten it going either quite yet. So be on the lookout for that also. But all right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and end the halftime hangout. I will see you guys right here after halftime. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.